My name is Daniel Hernández-Torrano, and I work as a full professor at the Nazarbayev University Graduate School of Education, and I'm also the chair of the research committee in our school. I joined GSC in 2013 when the school was actually launched, so I was one of the first faculty members joining the school. And there are a couple of reasons that made me join and be interested in being part of this project. One is it was a new project, so I felt it would be a good opportunity for me to contribute to the beginning of the development of the school. And then more in terms of interest, I was interested in doing research on gifted education, and Kazakhstan is a very interesting context in order to explore issues related to gifted education, talent development and excellence in education. I have a set of research areas I'm focused on. One of them is gifted education. That's where I did my PhD studies. But I've been expanding these research areas to other aspects, less cognitive in terms of factors that influence learning and achievement in educational context. So over the last years, I've been focusing more on these less cognitive aspects, including emotional intelligence and more in particular the aspect of well-being in school settings, because I think it's a very important part of the psychological structure of a person. And it has a strong influence on how people behave, how people feel, how people act, and in the context of education also has important implications about how kids learn from early childhood to university settings, and also how they function in society and what contributions are able to make in society. Based on my background, I teach courses at GSC mostly in two areas. One is the area of educational psychology broadly understood, that's my background, and in this regard I teach courses such as psychology of learning, gifted education that are taught across specializations in our programs, in particular school education and inclusive education. In addition to that, I'm teaching research methodology courses, more specifically quantitative research methodology courses, in which we try to engage students and introduce students to different quantitative methodologies, from research designs, from developing research questions that address quantitative aspects of research, as well as quantitative data analysis. And I teach that throughout all our programs, masters and PhD. One of the things I try to do is to ensure that I also have time outside of work to devote to my family, to myself, to my friends. And while I can do that, like normally after work, over the weekends, one of the things I do the most is spend time with my family. These are the best times, and with a big family with several kids, mostly time is spent bringing kids here and there to different extracurricular activities. And I enjoy very much doing that. But beyond that, personally, I enjoy reading at night before going to sleep. It helps me sleep very well and disconnect a little bit from work and from different non-family related activities. Then I like to be outdoors. That's a challenge I have in Kazakhstan, and particularly in Astana with the extreme weather conditions in winter, but I try to spend as much time outdoors as I can. And then the third thing would be perhaps doing sports. I really like sports. I particularly like playing football, squash, tennis, and other activities that also help me in terms of mental health, to disconnect and to have a break from work and just enjoy life beyond what work duties are requested. I'm a big fan of what you could consider like noir novels, like black novels, like serial killers and things like that. I have a tendency to end up reading about these books, and I enjoy them very much. Very soon my favorite authors will be coming up with new novels in November. I think 3 of them will be coming up with new novels in this genre, and I'm looking forward to these new books so I can have new reading material to spend some time, good time, my time, I time, so I can spend time with myself at night. My life motto. So my life motto has evolved through time, I would say. Early years in school years, high school years, and perhaps university years, I wanted to do everything perfect, like I was a bit of a perfectionist, and I spent time and nerves in making things perfect. But with time I learned that perfection doesn't exist. It's a perhaps good aspiration, but can bring you also to some challenges and some disappointments. So I changed my motto to, doing the best I can. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but when I produce something, when I work on something, I should do my best to do this activity. This might require that I acknowledge that the output will not be perfect, but it will be the best I could. So I could go to sleep with peace of mind, knowing that even though the output is not perfect, but it's the best I could do. And then finally, I think in these later years of my life, what I've come up with is the best I could. So I try to do the things best I can, considering the circumstances. So this implies that even though I could do better, but life happens, and there are beyond work, there are responsibilities that you have to be aware of and you have to meet. And then when I say that considering the circumstances, meaning like, well, if I would have time, if I would have had 3 extra hours, 3 extra days, 3 extra months, probably the output will be perfect. But considering the requirements of the task, the time that was given, the resources that were provided, this is the best I could produce. So now what I do is I do the best I can considering the circumstances.